gentlemen, so honored to host one of the top leaders in science today. Welcome to Global Health. This is your host, Dr. Yavuz Selim Sılay, physician, entrepreneur, and venture architect. Very excited to be with you. I promised you, all my friends in Africa, that I'll be bringing amazing people from all walks of life. And today, I have a special person that I highly regard, my dear brother, an amazing professor, Professor Dr. İsmail Özsoy. Ismail is coming all the way from one of the most beautiful cities in Türkiye, Kayseri. She is an amazing faculty, a professor in the Department of Pharmacy, and he is focusing on nanotechnology. He worked in the United States for many years and received a very high level award, Turkish Academy Science Award from our Honorable President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. He is also one of the young award receiver of our Nobel laureate Aziz Sancar Award. So very excited to have him. Ismail, welcome to AFROTURK TV.
Thank you very much. Actually, that's a great honor for me, and it's a great privilege for me to be here with you.
Thank you. This is an honor and privilege for us. I know how busy you are. We are so excited to have you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. It's too much appreciated for your invitation.
Ismail, you're my friend. You're my brother. You know, I love you so much.
Okay.
I know you very well. But for our viewers, can you tell a little bit about who Ismail Özsoy is? What excites you? What motivates you, Ismail?
My name is Ismail Özsoy. I was born and grew up in Yozgat, which is a small city at the central part of Turkey. Actually, I finished my primary school in my village. Right after that,
In Yozgat.
Mm-hmm. I moved to center of the Yozgat for my secondary and high school. Mm-hmm. After I get done, I moved to Türkiye University for studying my bachelor degree at the Department of Chemistry.
Excellent.
Right after that, I had a chance to move to the United States for my master, PhD, postdoctoral studies. In the meantime, I stayed there as a visiting scholar, a visitor scientist in agriculture and biological engineering department.
From Kırıkkale to Florida.
Florida. Right? Well, actually, I received my high school from religious school in Turkey. It's called İmam Hatip Lisesi.
Yes.
During our high school time, there was some injustice situation.
Yes, unfortunately.
Well, definitely, I don't want to go that much detail for that one, but
that's important.
28th February postmodern army intervention.
Yes.
Due to that, we were exposed to injustice coefficient application process. That's why I had to go to Kırıkkale University, which is not a department and or faculty or university I wanted actually.
Sure.
But I finished my bachelor
because they lowered your score in the
definitely
exam.
My university.
There was a discrimination at that time, right?
Definitely right. My university entrance score was cut down almost like 40 or 30 points.
Wow.
That's why I finished my bachelor degree with this first rank in the Department of the Chemistry at the Türkiye University.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, right after that, I received a full fellowship from Ministry of National Education.
Nice.
And then I moved to first University of Alabama for English course. Right after that, I applied several universities, as you know that, in the USA.
Yes.
I received several acceptance letters, but I decided to go to University of Florida.
Because you like warm weather?
I mean, there's warm, and University of Florida is kind of, like daily life is, expenses is quite cheap compared to other states.
And it's a prominent university.
This is a prominent for me, actually. It's the safe places.
Yes.
And it is my university, University of Florida, which is the first number 5 university.
One of the top 5.
One of the top 5 university in State University of USA.
Nice.
That's another reason actually to move to University of Florida. And I studied actually nanobiotechnology with my Chinese American professor under his supervision.
What was his name?
Wei Han Tan.
Well, we say hi to Wei Han Tan. Thank you for really supporting our amazing leader, Ismail Özsoy.
Oh, thank you very much. I actually stay in the University of Florida almost like 8 to 10 years, and then I was back to my country in 2016.
Nice. And When you came back to 2016 to Türkiye versus where you were, many things changed, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then you focused on nanotechnology.
Yes.
So can you tell a little bit about why nanotechnology was the area you focused on?
Well, actually, first let me define the nanotechnology.
Please.
Yeah, nanotechnology, nano, in terms of the Greek word, is called drof. Drof in Turkish, we call them cüce.
I see.
It is quite small because nanotechnology, that means nanometer size.
Yes. Very,
Is
very small.
very small, 10 to the minus 8, 10 to the minus 8 meters.
I see.
It's quite small, like smaller than size of the virus, just imagine.
Sure.
If you want to like observe these nanomaterials, you have to use electron microscope and magnify them probably like 500,000 times or a million times. You have to magnify them to observe these nanomaterials. Actually, in terms of definition also, if you produce or synthesize the materials at the nanoscale between 1 to 100 nanometers between them, now you call them nanotechnology or nanomaterials.
I see.
So why we are working on nanomaterials? Researchers believe that something is magic at this nanoscale in terms of the materials' intrinsic properties.
Interesting.
For example, you have magnetic materials in your hands. Of course, it has intrinsic magnetic property because we have magnetic materials like iron oxides, and nickels, cobalt materials. But if you produce them at nanoscale, these magnetic property will be enhanced, probably like tenfold or even more. So if we have magnetic property in the macro size, we have some magnetic property, but in the nano size, we have magnetic property. We call them super paramagnetic property. Why? Because we have great enhancement in that nanoscale. Not only magnetic property, if you talk about like plasmonic nanomaterials or some other nanomaterials, all the properties are increased or enhanced, like maybe like tenfold in terms of their intrinsic unique properties.
This is amazing. That's something I'm learning now. As a medical doctor in global healthcare program in global health, now I want you to explain us more about what's the role of nanotechnology in healthcare.
Yeah, well, actually, this is a great opportunity for me to talk about the nanotechnology in one of the most popular program, global health program in AFROTURK TV. This definitely makes me like feel so honored. Actually, we use my special research area is nanomedicine.
I see.
Why? Because we use nanomaterials for cancer therapies and also for fighting with the infectious disease and also for designing nanosensors for detection of
nanosensors as well.
Definitely as well. We successfully implement nanotechnology into medicine. And as I said, for instance, we're working on some nanodrugs systems and also for targeting drug systems to actively target this disease and kill the disease or kill the cancer cells in a short time without damaging any neighbor cells or neighbor tissues.
So there are some advantages of the nano healthcare products compared to the other conventional medical treatment. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. But yeah, definitely. We because in terms of the nanomaterials, as I said, we have first of all enhanced property.
I see.
And also
you're augmenting actually its current composition or its effect, right?
Yeah, it is intrinsic property. In the meantime, we can functionalize surface of the nanomaterials with different biological molecules, including drug, because we can use nanomaterials as a drug carrier. We call them nanovehicle.
Yes.
And we can also functionalize nanomaterials with gene or mRNA or other biomolecules. We can definitely carry them into the target places.
I see.
That's the advantages, not only for the treatment. In the meantime, we use nanomaterials for diagnosis.
I see.
For the early diagnosis of cancer cells. Or
we will get to diagnosis in our second episode, but about the treatment, I want to really understand, because you are focusing on cancer treatment, you're one of the global leaders in cancer treatment in the nanotechnology space. Can you tell me the applications of nanotechnology in cancer treatment?
Well, in terms of the cancer treatment, when we use nanomaterials, we have a chance to use nanomaterials for photodynamic therapies, and photothermal therapies, and also enhanced chemotherapies and targeted therapies.
Both you can use in chemotherapy, but also in targeted.
Yes,
wow.
because nanomaterials and nanotechnology provide us multifunctional properties.
I see.
We can design one platform, but we have a chance to hold 5 functions.
Very nice.
For instance, if you synthesize iron oxide gold composition together, and that means you have a chance to get MRI imaging due to the presence of iron, and you have a chance to get computed tomography imagings because it uses X-ray, and we have gold. Gold has ability to absorb the X-ray and then show these computed tomography imagings. In that nanomaterial system, you can functionalize the nanomaterial with cancer drugs, and you can provide chemotherapies in the same time.
In a targeted
position, you can cover the surface of the nanomaterial with the targeting ligand, like antibodies or DNA aptamer, RNA aptamers, because they are targeting ligand. Molecularly and specifically bind this, the specific protein on surface of target cells. That's why targeting, we say targeting therapies, because we are using targeting ligand. In the meantime, we use NIR laser. If we apply the NIR laser on these certain nanomaterials, these materials will absorb this light and convert it into the heat. That means we have a chance to generate heat and hypothermia. We can kill the cancer cells or cancer area by using photothermal therapies.
That is amazing. I mean, when I look at it, there are many areas which are already proven. There are areas which are growing in terms of scientific background. I think you're dealing with the future now, Ismail. That's what I'm seeing, right? You are dealing with the future now. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely.
Since Africa is the future as well, let's get to Africa a little bit, if it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
For Africa, for our African viewers, you have been working in nanotechnology for so many years. You have received so many awards. You're a highly regarded professor. What are the opportunities? Because many Minister of Health and many science ministries are watching AFROTURK TV. What are your recommendations in terms of nanotechnology? Where do you see Africa can use nanotechnology as opportunities, and where do you see Africa has challenges?
Well, actually, as I said, I'm a professor at the nanotechnology field. And then due to that, I've been working on this nanotechnology the last 15 years and searching the developments of nanotechnology in European countries. In the meantime, like USA and Canada, Asian countries, and also African countries.
Of course.
Definitely, in terms of the Africa, we say that 2 options we have in front of us. First option is, of course, there is some challenges. In the meantime, but there is some opportunities. We believe that nanotechnology offer opportunities to develop most of the African countries.
I see. Like Nigeria, Senegal, even South
all
Africa.
All African countries, most of the African countries.
Kenya,
so when we say probably we have 54 African countries in African continent, but for the if you think about most of the African countries, definitely nanotechnology offer opportunity to develop African countries. Of course, there is some challenges. What about the challenges? To be honest, limited budget for the research on nanotechnology. Some infrastructure gap skill, train people of nanotechnology, and also, as I said, due to limited budget, there is not enough allocated budget for research. How about the opportunity? So how it works in terms of health? For the targeted therapies, some infections are so common. The African are actually rich of some burden infectious disease, and then for targeted therapies or nanodrugs can be remedy for these infectious disease for African people.
That's amazing.
In the meantime, human health is important in Africa, but in the meantime, agriculture, plant pathology, and also husbandry is quite important, like livestock.
Oh my God, we have another channel, this is a common broadcast. This program is now being broadcasted through AFROTURK TV and AFROTURK Agro TV. So definitely would love to hear your ideas and opportunities about husbandry and agriculture.
Yeah, definitely. I like to hear that this mutual benefit. Both these will be broadcasting in AFROTURK TV and also AFROTURK Agro
TV.
Perfect. You know, for the agriculture, because we have a chance to produce nano fertilizers.
Nanofertilizer. Wow.
To enhance, you know, to actually enhance and grow the like different type of plants.
And increase the yield.
Increase the yield.
Yeah.
You know, for the marketing yield is quite important for that one. And also we have a chance to control pesticides or other drugs used for plant, right? And also plant pathogen is a big problem in Africa.
It is.
We have a chance to kill the plant pathogen without damaging the plant. That's another key point with the nanotechnology.
Still keep it organic, still keep it clean.
Keep it perfect, yes.
But with less fertilizer, but you're using nanotechnology to have a better yield, but also protect it, right?
Perfect, yes, definitely.
Wow.
In terms of the husbandry, because when you look at the African people, they like breeding and, you know, like they breeding and feeding the animals for milk, meats, you know, like eggs or wool. But in the time, work-related activities, they use the animals, right? And like plow the land. Like some African people, when I watched the documentary in Africa, people still use animals for plow the land, because if you plow the land, you can grow the plant, different type of plant.
Yeah.
And also in the meantime, they use animals for the cultivations, you know that. And in the meantime, they use animal for transportations. That's why animal health is also quite important for African people. That's why nanotechnology can be also a remedy to protect the animals for African people. Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited that as you speak, I feel chills, you know, and I'm very excited. My final question for this episode is about the nanotechnology in sensor. You know, you're designing many sensors, and you are using also nanotechnology in diagnostics. Is that correct?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, definitely correct.
Where do you see nanotechnology in the design of the sensors and the diagnostics?
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, we use nanomaterials for treatment, as I said in the first part, and then also we use nanomaterial for the sensor. In the meantime, we use nanomaterials that if you combine the diagnosis and treatment together, we call them diagnostic agent.
I see.
That means what is the diagnostic agent? Detect it and treat it in the same time, simultaneously. That's why it is also beauty and function of nanomaterials or nanotechnology. In terms of sensor, why we actually focus on nanosensors, because we have a chance to produce less cost-effective sensors for detect the targets. Like it can be like some viruses or malaria parasites. You know, because
is a huge problem
in Africa, it's quite
huge,
important. You know that is like Ebola, HIV, viruses, or they are all important for that one.
Absolutely. Sounds great.
Yeah, for the nanosensors, what we again say it's quite important, because nanosensors does not need electricity sometimes, and also it's portable.
Absolutely.
So we don't need any complex equipment.
Perfect.
And then it's quite adaptable for the field applications.
That's great. Well, Ismail, thank you very much. I look forward to our future episodes. So honored to have you at AFROTURK Agro TV. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have hosted Ismail Özsoy, an amazing professor, received a very special award from our President Recep Tayyip Erdogan as an academician, and also received Aziz Sancar Award. See you in our future episodes. This is Dr. Selim Salai. Stay tuned to Global Health with us. Take care and all the best. Bye.